Bo to jest jakieś kolejne modyfikacja.
Say it in English.
Can I go
Where the scooters or skaters?
Can I?
No.
You can do a film then.
Can I?
Yes.
Do you want me to film you on your bike?
Yes.
Alright, I agree to it. Right. You want me to film you biking, do you? There's your nice purple new bike that you got for your birthday. And you're gonna go down that biking place there. Okay, I'll get there and start filming you. This, by the way, is the Szczesliwicki Park. Yeah, there's various sorts of people here. Nice trees. As you can see, this is a chestnut tree that I'm under here. Sort of, there's some hairy balls that are on their way to becoming chestnuts. That's the sweet chestnut, I think. Don't ask me to remember the entire Latin name of it. It's just not on the tip of my tongue right now, although I do know these things. And there she is, getting in that end to try and, even though I'm wearing sunglasses, the glare is quite tremendous today. Various people doing various sorts of activities on here. It's on my gorilla pod, so it should be a little bit less shaky than normal. Oh, there she is. She has a way of getting in the way of...
I hear thy welcome voice that calls me to thee, for cleansing in thy precious blood that flowed on Calvary. I am coming, Lord, coming now to thee. Wash me, cleanse me.
There she is. She only learned how to bike ride a couple of weeks back, and she's already like to the man aboard. She wanted me to take a film of this and show it to my viewers. She can genuinely ride a bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride it where I like. Right. Yes.
Thou dost my strength assure. Thou dost my vilest fully cleanse the spot. This all am pure. I am coming, Lord, coming now to thee. Wash me, cleanse me in the signs, the boy cariad piraher, a fog, she'll never fright.
It's quite relaxing, this, just watching her go around and around. Getting in everybody's way. Well, so we've got a rickshaw now, and a little bit later we'll take a film of me driving around in that, which is even more slightly amusing than the bike. Of course, my wife doesn't walk that well, so it's useful for us to have this rickshaw, so that I can have my exercise and she can get from place to place. Usually I have to take her in the car to different places. You can't get everywhere, you can't get into these parks and everything. And also when I'm driving the car I can't be burning calories, so or getting the sun. So this is something which has answered all those needs at once and opened up to us a whole world of parks and all the things which Yelena didn't have access to before. So it's been a very good use of 3,000 zlotys, and if anybody in Poland wants to also buy a rickshaw, obviously the first thing is you've got to make sure you've got space to put it in, because that's quite a spacious thing to have around, and you're going to need to have a garage space for it. But if you have got about half a car's worth of spare garage space, then it's good use of it, I think. And at least it is in my case for a rickshaw. And in a minute, for the rest of this film, I'm going to show some rickshaw film.
Odpowiedzialna, a ja za drugą. Ale ja jest miejsca, nie wymaga ruchu.
I've just stuck the camera down next to me, pointing it up on the sky, sitting it on its tripod, just pointed at the sky. Hopefully motionless, although you never can tell with a bit of the wind going. Let's see if anything flies past, or what kind of sounds there might be in the background, and see if anything interesting comes out. I won't hold it for more than a couple of minutes. In the worst case, I've got something which I can speed up, play music over, stuff like that. It's all experimental. And if you don't experiment with things like this, if you don't experiment with the technology, then nothing new is going to happen. Alright, so see, to the naked eye, those clouds are moving only very, very slowly. Up there, oh, actually there's quite a pleasant breeze down here, and you'd expect to see them moving faster. How fast they really are moving become more apparent when you look back at the camera, because in any event, you're all right. Sometimes I can't tell whether she's laughing or crying. When you're looking at something, you automatically move your muscles slightly, swallow up down as it goes into shock, and follow things a little bit. Not much of any other point of reference. Something completely still or not. They look very still. When you just look at the clouds, they look very still. When you look at them next to the treetops, then they look as though they're moving a bit more. Yeah, you would do that, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'm beautiful.
Yeah, well, you won't be in focus because it's focusing up there somewhere. And also I've got continual autofocus on, so all you're going to do is put it out of focus by doing that. What? Camera on you? I'm not sure about that. Right then, camera on you. So the camera's on you, what are you going to do? Got any tricks? What? This guy's got class. Look at that. He's going to be a star. Oh, bang goes my plastic bag. This guy's got class. Don't know who it is, but he's got class. Do a couple more tricks, mate. Come on. Our viewers want to see the tricks that you do. He's teaching his mates how to do these fancy skatings that he can do. You can tell from his suntan that he does nothing. You can tell from his suntan that he does nothing more or less. Sorry, I think I had my finger over the microphone. You can tell from his suntan that he does nothing more or less than skate here all day long, learning how to do his fancy bits of skating and teach them to his mates. Show us the tricks, come on. That's the way. It's a one-man Torville and Dean. Of course, Sophie is very good at getting in the way of such people. That's her speciality. They're probably thinking... Oh yeah, and the other thing is that you've got these nice little battery-operated motor vehicles, which people... I think there's somebody over there hiring them out. Oh, this is just a little reminder that today's the first day of the Euro 2008. In 4 years, of course, it's going to be us that have to take on the baton of that particular sporting event, and if we're ready, I'll eat my hat. Make sure I get a special edible hat for the occasion, because we always might just do it, but I think it's going to be near the knuckle, as they say. Yes, yes, Sophie, you're right. What? Oh, here we go. He's on one leg, like doing a kind of Russian dance on his skates. Yeah, he's a clever boy. Get a fly at my nose. So, basically, what was I talking about? Yes, today's the first day of the 2008 football final. Oh, it's a nice little sparrow. Where is it? Where's it gone? And so, obviously, Poland's in it for the first time I can remember, and maybe it's just that I can't remember all of them, but for the first time I can remember, no British team has made it. And I can remember when England wasn't in it, but the Irish were in it, and the English automatically sort of supported, if you like, the Irish, although sort of fairly half-heartedly, I suppose. But there was still, you know, some degree of support there from the English to the Irish if they didn't have their own team in there. Now the Irish aren't even in there at all, and English people are almost sort of like wondering who the hell they're going to support in this. But obviously, since I live in Poland, I have no particular qualms about it, and I'll be supporting Poland. I also quite like Turkish football, since I as you'll remember, when I took those Turkish films, there's a lot of support. I like the atmosphere of the way the Turks watch their football, and so I'm actually going to support Turkey as my second favourite, and Russia as my third favourite team. I think they're all in separate groups, and I think today we've got the Switzerland against the Czech Republic. I'll be supporting obviously the Czechs against the Swiss, as the Swiss are incredibly boring and the Czechs are actually fairly interesting. But it's a wonder, isn't it, that either the Czech Republic or Switzerland can have made it into a contest that the English didn't get into, and we're supposed to be, the English are supposed to be, the church fathers of football. On the subject of church fathers, Eusebius, one of the church fathers, gave his name to Eusebius Smolarek, or in Polish Eusebiusz Smolarek, who's Poland's big white hope. He scored the goals against Portugal, and they believe that tomorrow he's going to score the goals against Germany. We will see whether Poland beats Germany tomorrow. I'll certainly be rooting for Poland, and we hopefully will have a result which will not shame the nation, especially bearing in mind that we're going to be hosting it in 4 years' time. We want to come out of this with a good result. Ukraine is co-hosting it, and they didn't even make it to the contest either, which is a bit much, really. You'd like to think that that it's going to be the next time's host will at least be in the contest this time. In any event, Switzerland is together with Austria are the hosts, and Switzerland is playing the Czechs, so the Czechs are at a bit of a disadvantage because they're not on even home ground, so it's another good reason for supporting the Czechs today. we'll see what happens on that one as well. Here we are, I'm in a lovely park, and I'm not even a big football fan, but I started talking about football. There we go. That's unusual for me to start talking about football, so it's a bit of a rarity. There you are. They got some of the Vietnamese who came to Poland. There's not that many ethnic groups in Warsaw that are particularly large. The one non-Polish ethnic group which is actually noticeable is probably the Vietnamese, but I have to say that I like them. They don't start sort of making their demands that Polish people stop being Christians and start being Islamists or something like that, like you get in Britain from the Islamic communities that are there. You know, they're unassuming. Most of them are fairly, you know, resistant to any change in their own community, but at the same time they don't try and make everybody else dance to their rhythm. So, and their code seems to be politeness, hard work, and adding value to society, which, you know, you can't fault that kind of citizen. So most of the Vietnamese also, they came here out of absolute desperation, and so there is a certain degree of gratitude that they have to the country. Poland never gave them much in the way of subsidies. They didn't get benefits. They just given a chance to make it for themselves here, and that's what they did. They've got restaurants, they've got other businesses, and they've got their community here, and it's able to coexist with a Slavonic Christian community like Poland, you know, remarkably peacefully and well, I think. And nobody really, you know, objects to them. They learn their Polish quite well, and I think they're going to be a blessing rather than a curse to this country. And I wish I could say the same about a lot of the immigrants that we've got in the United Kingdom, but I think the whole idea of bending over backwards to accommodate and pay for people, it just spoils them, really. And at the end of the day, you end up with people that you don't really want to have around, and which undermine the social contract that you've got written in your society. Whereas you can't say anything mean like that about the Vietnamese in Warsaw. They're all, you know, they're all part of the social contract very much. They're all paying their taxes. Whereas in the UK, you know, you really wonder whether the social contract can even exist, bearing in mind that people, you know, of one race pay the taxes and people of another race use the taxes. And you've got to ask yourself whether people are going to put up with that, because at the end of the day, nobody wants to be racial or racist or whatever, but it's difficult. When it gets to a certain level, it's difficult not to have a certain degree of rancour, I have to watch how I pronounce that, and resentment at the way that the demographic is developing in the UK. But all of that would be one level of resentment, and probably a low level, if at least people tried to integrate around a certain English traditional model. And if they could, you know, get into the Judeo-Christian European, you know, traditions a little bit, especially the English ones. But and of course, if they're living in Scotland, then the Scots ones, I'm not suggesting that the Scots should be like the English. In fact, I'd prefer it if they had as little to do with us as possible. But you know, at least if people are going to live in England, well, you know, don't expect England to sort of bend over backwards and become like a kind of hodgepodge of every kind of culture you like other than our own, because nobody's doing that for us. I'm British, I'm English, I'm sitting here in Warsaw. I don't go around telling the Poles, you know, where's bonfire night on November the 5th, or why don't you do Morris dancing? You know, I don't get into that kind of scene and tell Polish people, no, you've got to be more English. You know, but if Polish people go to England, then I'm sure that they will enjoy toffee apples and things like that on November the 5th, and putting effigies of the Pope onto the, well, maybe no, they won't enjoy maybe that bit, but that's a case of staying clear of certain parts of Surrey on November the 5th, as there is indeed a tradition in certain cities of putting effigies of popes, of the Pope onto the bonfire, but maybe that's a little bit extreme. We shouldn't do that really. But certainly Guy Fawkes is a symbol of terrorism against the established order. You know, people wanting to undermine the Protestant traditions of the UK, of England, Scotland, Ireland and Wales, or at least Northern Ireland. And of course we should remember it, not necessarily all year round, but certainly when it comes to November it's necessary to remember it. And but still, I don't expect people to do it in Poland. You know, I don't expect St. George's Day, April 23rd, to be honoured in Poland. I don't expect people to walk around wearing poppies on the 11th of November, when that's one of our traditions. I'm glad that they do it in Canada as well as England, but I can understand that they don't necessarily do that all over the all over Europe, and particularly understand why they don't do it in Germany, obviously. Last year I had quite a few Germans saying, "What is this on your label?" because I was with Germans on November the 11th. But I don't expect Poles to bend over backwards to accommodate me, and I go out of my way, since I live in Poland, to live in such a way that accommodates the Poles. You know, I don't start expecting them to work overtime on their sacred holidays and things like that. You know, you just got to live with people and respect their traditions and try and understand them. And I wish people would do that who live in England, because I'm sure that most English people living around the world, and a lot of us have left, all the more because we're getting chased out by the people coming in, and even more by the lackluster liberality or liberalism of the people that, you know, I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know whether it's lawyers or academics. I don't know what's gone wrong with England. People that just can't wait to undermine their own country. You know, that's the worst enemy. It's not even the people that come in, it's not even the Islamists that are the worst enemy. It's the people that let them get away with it. I mean, in Turkey nobody lets these people get away with what they want to do. So Turkey's actually a place I'd rather live than England, and yet I'm an English patriot. Does anybody understand this? Yeah, well, the point is that I would like England to be much better than it is. And it grieves me to see, you know, this great country disappearing up its own backside because this is the way that some people are just too leftist and don't appear to care. They call it tolerance. All it is they couldn't care less about our history. I mean, these are the same people that start talking about spelling reform in English and saying English is stupid because it's got different ways of spelling. You know, enough should be spelt E-N-U-F. Well, why should it be spelled E-N-U-F? Some people say enough. Some people don't. We don't say enough. Some people do say enough. Some people say enough. Why doesn't everybody spell it, you know, the way they say it? So one person would be saying I-N-A-F, yeah. Another person would say E-N-U-F, or any other similar variations. Or, you know, why? If we're going to spell it phonetically, then we don't have about 10 different spellings of every word to put up with the fact that we have so many different dialects in English, unlike other languages which are spelt phonetically. And people don't know that, people don't understand that, because they're stupid. They just open their mouth and out it comes, gang, 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 and it's like speech vandalism. And they ruin our country, and they talk about tolerance this and toleration that, and making it easy for the idiots. And at the end of the day, everything goes up the Swanee River. And at least there's Poland. So if you've had enough of the way things have gone in England, well, you find a much more conservative and idyllic society, not that many hundreds of miles to the east, and maybe Christian people can live in peace, at least in this part of Europe. And communists can get lost, and all their left-wing enablers, and the lawyers that, you know, want to screw up every other profession but their own and make money out of everybody but each other. The Freemasons and all the others that, you know, just out for what they can get in society and screw everybody else. Everything needs to be overhauled, to be honest with you. things need a big overhaul, and people that have got power now and have abused it need to be put into a situation where they can't carry on doing it. And people, ordinary people, people of intelligence and education, ought to be put in control of a lot more things. Most people want things to be better than they are. Unfortunately, we're not getting the say in it that the technology would even allow us, and we have to start to change things around so that we get that say. The only place which is democratic right now is the internet. And even there you've got people starting to try and take that freedom away from us. You've got all of these people that want to take the broadband away and all of that stuff. Spy on what we download, upload, etc. Limit how much we can get onto it. These people need a kicking, actually. They need to have they need to be put in front of, they need to be named and shamed, put in front of a panel of people that will actually ask them questions about what the hell they're up to and who they're actually trying to make money for. At the end of the day, you'll find out that there's some ruddy lawyer down there just spoiling the rest of everybody else's democracy and freedom just so that he can make a little bit of money off his client. Or you end up with so-called celebrities, a kind of celebrity which belongs in the 20th century, celebrities telling their lawyers to try and get them as much money as they can so that they can do what? So they can narc themselves up like Amy Winehouse does, or Winehouse or whatever her name is, so that they can go around with crack cocaine dripping off the end of their noses, or however you take it. I've no idea, don't want to know. And we can all have our freedoms and our broadbands curtailed just so that people like Winehouse and the rest of them can have their crack cocaine and their lawyers can have their ruddy great big fee notes. I don't think so. They can go to hell, and they will. But we've got to stand up to them. Don't put up with it. If you put up with it, that's what you're going to get. No freedom. Anyway, bit of a rant while I'm in this lovely park. Just taking in the atmosphere. I'm just saying what I think. So I promised to do some rickshaw photography, and this is our rickshaw, or rickshaw in English, rickshaw in Polish. So that's what I bought, so that we can have our little family outings. And here it is, here in the park here. I've got all the other bikes are all, oh, that's a bit funny. Seems to have fallen over. I don't know how that happened. But let's pick them all up. Pick your bike up now, Sophie. You know, you'll have to pick it up because you won't. Well, yeah, and why don't you tell the whole world what the code is to the bike chain, eh? How about that? That'd be useful, wouldn't it? Yep, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid, I'm filming. You want to tell the world what the code is to the bike? I already told them half of it. I'll have to change it. I'm going to put this on. I'm going to fix this with my Gorilla Pod so that I've got the chance to do some filming during the. I'm going to fix it onto here so that we can film during the travel on a rickshaw, and it will be the unique thing of a film taken from inside a rickshaw travelling through Szczesliwicki Park. I don't think there's any of those. Okay. So basically, as you can see, it's inside the thingy. Daragaja, trzeba tak usiedzieć tak, żeby nie zablokować za bardzo kamerę, bo ja robię film jednocześnie, jak jedziemy. Okay, dobra. So I have to sit on it, otherwise it goes popping up. So everybody's getting in it. George is already in it.
Siadaj, po czym się bierz? To może ja lepiej tu z boku usiądę. Jeżeli ty będziesz...
Tak, to może ty lepiej z boku usiądziesz.
No. Już tym razem. Tak, stykamy. Poczekaj, ja jeszcze muszę was schować. Tak, Tania! Tania! Chodź tu za tym. Wiesz jak masz jechać?
There's a seat belt, as you can see. Okay. Careful how you do with that.
Hej, już można jechać. Okej, Tania,
Okay.
Sophie, trzymaj się obok cioci. Pierwszy nie wyskakuj.
Słyszysz? Poczekaj, niech tata najpierw podjedzie i dopiero, bo wjedziesz tata.
And then off we go.
Jedziemy. Sophie, trzymaj się obok cioci.
Whee!
Jedziemy do domku, jedziemy.
This is so heavy that of course the brakes don't work all that well, and of course people do have a habit of stopping like stock still in front of something, you know, that weighs quite a lot actually. You can probably see hopefully the lake ahead of us there. Nie kupię, bo my mamy inne rzeczy na myśli w tej chwili. That's running into that dog because it's out of control. That's right, just stay right in the middle there, that's right. Bloody gypsies.
Siedź. Siedź. Nie, to nie.
You can always tell gypsies because they do the thing which is maximally antisocial. You said you wanted strawberries. You want strawberries?
Yeah. I want... okay.
Well, ask how much they are.
Jakie cenie te truskaweczki?
4 zł kilogram.
A ile kilogramów jest w jednym?
2 kilogramy. Ponad 2.
Byłoby 8 kg. 8 zł, tak?
Tak.
Siedź, Tania.
Przesypać?
Tak, poproszę, dziękuję.
To ja bym wzięłabym to i...
Może być ta, taka ładna?
Dobra.
I będę...
Naprawdę ładna.
Siedź, Tania. Spokojnie. Dobra. Tylko
Masz
jeszcze...
ochotę, to się poczęstuj.
Kto ma 10 zł? Kto ma...
Będę miała wygodę.
Okej, dobrze. Siedź, zaraz mamusia truskaweczkę weźmie. Siedź, Tania. A już Panie tu podchodzi tej...
Gdzie to 10? No, będziesz trzymał?
Mama, mogę truskawkę?
Nie w tej chwili. A czy ty nie ma możliwości do kosza wstawić?
Tak, możesz, ale najpierw zwinduj i wtedy ja postawię to do kosza.
Tak,
a ty pilnuj resztę.
Ja zawiązała to, czyli przywiązała. Na.
Hej.
Dzięki. A skąd te truskawki?
50. Nasze polskie.
Tak, dobrze.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Zapraszam.
Już Tania, idziemy. Siedź. Siadaj. Siadaj.
Tania, do you want to sit back because no point in... Dziękujemy bardzo.
Dziękujemy, do widzenia. Siedź. Idziemy do domu. Mamusia truskawkę kupiła. Wiem, że nie lubisz.
How many kilograms did you buy of strawberries? Sophie's on a bike behind her usual bike. Sophie, you want a strawberry? You can't have it. You can't, man. You can't have it, man. You're a stupid little baby, man.
Ah, you're stupid.
You're stupid, yeah. Yeah. Anybody that doesn't know what that is, that's a flash video that did the rounds on the internet a few years ago, which Sophie was particularly enamoured of, containing a sort of strawberry with a face on it that taunted this boy that it wasn't allowed to eat him, and the boy in the end squashed him. But, if anybody hasn't seen that, then do look out for it. Such a nice piece of animation. elderflower. I can smell elderflowers. That dog can't believe I've never seen one of these before. Actually, this is probably, as far as I'm aware, the only private family rickshaw in Warsaw. There are some little businesses which work like taxis in the park, but the only rickshaw that's actually carrying a family around for their own benefit, as it were, and used by that family all the time and not used for hire, is this one. So we're becoming a bit of a byword for eccentricity, which is not a bad thing if you're English. I suppose that's what English are like. These ladies got strawberries. Wait a minute.
Spokojnie, bez nerwów. Jakoś się ułoży.
Is it the bus station ahead?
Nosek, nos. To jest nos, widzę, nos. Jedziesz tak szybko, tak.
And you can't go too quickly in a rickshaw, as you can see that, I mean, I can comfortably do about double walking pace.
To jest tak.
But if you do, then you're going to find yourself getting into situations on the road because you're going to knock into people who are walking along, and you want to be able to brake it, and the brakes aren't brilliant. You don't stop on like a pinhead with one of these, so therefore you shouldn't try and get up at too much speed on it. Otherwise you could end up knocking people, which I haven't done yet, but I've had a couple of close scrapes, and this weighs more than 3 times more than your usual bicycle.
Proszę, my tam idziemy.
Right. You be careful, so stay away from the road, more on that side.
Wow.
What do they think they've done there? They just left the gate wide open.
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to have to wait here a while until these cars go past, so that I can then go around. But can you wait a minute? And this is extremely bad. Leave this open here like that. It's stupid. Everybody's got to walk into the street to get around here. I feel like giving them a bollocking for that.
Now.
What do they think they're up to? I'm not putting up with that, actually. Well, I don't really care. I'm just gonna. Wait a minute. I'm gonna shut the thing. Haven't I? They can't. Okay. I would shut it, but Tanya's getting herself all upset about it, so we won't. Come on, out of the way. Come on. Oh, everybody's in the way.
Już idziemy. Sofii, czekaj na ciociu.
Sophie.
Sofii, czekaj na ciociu. Będzie obok cioci jechać. Będziesz obok cioci. Już jedziemy. Nawet muszę było tylko to Tania nagrać, bo było to nieładnie, to otwarta brama i posunąłem się stopy i nikt nie idzie. Równo niebezpieczny, to też widzi na drogę.
I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that my kids stopped now, I would have probably kicked that bloody gatee. Because I just can't tolerate that. They've just blocked everybody so that everybody else's lives are put in danger. So that they can sit around there and do their dirty building. Do you see the state of that building site? Anyway, that's on film, that's going up. And everybody in Warsaw can see it. Maybe somebody will look into that. How they were allowed to behave like and put everybody's lives at risk by forcing them out onto a busy road when the pavement's supposed to be for people. It's made me very annoyed. There's footage from a rickshaw in Warsaw. Sophie, red light, green light. Okay, green light now, but still keep looking as you cross. Okay, because you never know what might happen.
Red light.
Make sure you can be seen and that you get some kind of eye contact with the drivers.
Możemy czytać? Jest busy. Spokojnie, to nie już jedziemy. In Polish. This is actually just to show you. Oh dear, you can't even point it in that direction without Tanya going nutty. That's the problem she has. So there we have the a proper bike path going down Rickshaw on this right hand side going out of the city. The city centre's behind me now and going out
on the main road. This is Riecka to later becomes Szczesliwicki. Going out to, you can hear a tram. You'll probably see it in a second as well. Going down there. So the main road going out to Katowice, Kraków and all of that. Southern Poland goes down here, the main traffic going out of Warsaw on this road, and down the right hand side of it, as you see, a nice bicycle path, which is good. But of course the bicycle paths that there should be in this city are probably 12 times as much as the bicycle paths that there actually are, but there we go. And actually it's quite comfortable using the Gorilla Pod. It's quite easy to put a camera filming on a bicycle ride. So there we go. There are not that many filmed bicycle rides on YouTube. Maybe there are. Maybe I simply haven't. Maybe when I put this up it will link me a whole load more. What? Okay. So even though this is the bike path, they simply park on the bicycle path, making it impossible for me to use my bicycle on their bicycle path. Now I wonder if my foot would just get their mirror. That's nice. Okay. Maybe this one as well. Maybe my foot will get his mirror just as I pass a little bit. Just for blocking out the bicycle path like that, for having no respect for us. Just chip it slightly. That's it. Good. Okay. If that's your car, by the way, I don't give a shit. Don't block my path next time with your bloody car, okay? That's the bike path. Yeah, that's already on the bike path that way. He's already off the bike path, so I want to... Because the bike path actually moves. And what he's done is actually a little bit more acceptable to me. The bike path moves here, and this guy who's parked off-road is parked well off the bike path. Somebody put his nose far too far over the bike path there, but thankfully there's a pedestrian path on that side. I mean, I may give it a kick as I go past anyway. This one. Nissan, okay, give the Nissan a kick. Don't know what make of Nissan it was, but it's Nissan Kikero.
Tak, przechodzimy na drugą stronę, dzieci. Uwaga! Bez krzyków, bez nerwów. Przejdziemy szybciutko na drugą stronę.
We have to wait here.
Teraz czerwone światło, musimy czekać.
We cross over the intersection of Riecka and Szczesliwickiego.
Zobacz, czerwone światło, Tania. Ty pamiętasz, co się dzieje.
You have to keep close to me behind, but keep watching yourself as well, Sophie. We wait for the green man.
Oh, the baby!
A gdzie jest Boba? Gdzie jest Boba? A gdzie jest Boba? Tu jest! Zobacz, czerwone. Czerwone, ale to jest zielone. Na świetle stoimy.
Okay, they're stopping, so in a second it'll be green already. So we just have to be a little bit careful that nobody comes whizzing round the other side and push too aggressively. But we still have to look. It's not like everybody's automatically going to stop. But obviously if they knock into you when you're crossing on green, then they're going to get a prison sentence for it. Well, obviously that will do you if you're in hospital or dead. No, that's side door too. Because the problem is that this one that we're about to come on over now is not good. It's a very bad actually one of the few that you can't do in a rickshaw, so I have to go round a little bit. The kids don't like it. So we're going in a straight line. Polly put the kettle on, we'll all have. Wait a second. You've got to wait.
Wait, come on. No.
Wait.
Wait, come on, wait. They get it.
Again, we've got the situation where cars park too closely and don't let people pass. They're like driven around. Just learning things like maybe. Okay. It's okay, don't give me advice. Yeah, that was the only one. Bardzo łatwo. Tu jest bardzo łatwo.
Wyjechać łatwo, a wjechać to
To jest zupełnie łatwo. Proszę.
Really cool. Yes.
Bit of a bump, but other than that, quite easy.
Gdzie nasza Zośka?
Right. I have no real desire to show exactly how to get to where I live. It's time to turn it all off now. But you get the idea.
To była udana